Hello guys and welcome back. Welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies. And I have reviewed the prequels, the spin-offs, the originals, and I have reviewed episode 7 and I have also reviewed episode 8. In today's video, we are going to be reviewing episode 9. Today, I have literally, and typically I like to do these reviews after a couple of viewings, but you know, sometimes I have to do it based off one viewing to make the video. I have just got done watching episode 9, and what I can simply say is it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Now, there's a lot to this movie, and I mean, normally what I like to do with these videos is I like to go scene by scene, not necessarily break it down, but go scene by scene and give you my thoughts on it. I'm not going to be able to do that. I don't want to spend so much time on this video. I'm going to give you exactly what I thought about. This is going to be a spoiler review, so hopefully you've seen the movie. If you haven't, don't watch this video. But I'm going to give you my initial thoughts about what surprised me, what disappointed me, what I liked about it, you know, the rest. So let's go ahead and get into Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So, the first thing I have to note here is the beginning. The first third of this movie is so darn rushed. It's like, oh, now we're doing this, now we're doing this, now we're doing this, now we're doing... It's so rushed. The pacing of the first third of this movie is darn awful. And that's all I have to say about it. The first third of this movie is actually kind of boring. But the reason why is because they have to set everything up. They have to do this to wrap everything up, and unfortunately, it just feels like this movie should have had maybe another hour put to it. In other words, this whole first third of the movie should have been what episode 8 was. What can I say? Something that also really surprised me was everything that happened in this film was basically J.J. Abrams coming out and saying, hey guys, sorry, Rian Johnson did this, here's your real Star Wars. I felt like that a majority of the film, and I actually, while at first I was thinking, okay, they're going to do it too much, and I'm not going to like the film because all this film is going to be is an apology and not an incitement. And I am very happy to say that J.J. Abrams, while he did do that, definitely did that. He definitely gave me what I wanted. I wanted a good movie, and that's exactly what this film is. It's a good movie. There is this really funny scene though, when Rey tosses the lightsaber into a fire, and guess who catches it? Luke Skywalker catches the lightsaber and says a Jedi weapon doesn't deserve to be treated this way, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing there, but considering he tossed it in episode 8, I mean, it just felt like we had the real Luke back. I really enjoyed that moment. Something that's really kind of also interesting was Zombie Palpatine. I thought, okay, how are they gonna do this? How are they gonna swing this? I figured maybe they brought him back. Maybe it's past Palpatine from the World Beyond Worlds or something like that if you watch Star Wars Rebels. Zombie Palpatine. I was thinking Ghost Palpatine? No, Zombie Palpatine was awesome. Now, I know a lot of people are not going to like that, and a lot of people are not going to like the answer that they give for his revival. The answer is the Force, man. The Force. The dark side leads to many abilities some consider unnatural. That's the answer they give us. And is it a bad answer? Many people are going to say it is. But frankly, I don't think it's a bad answer, actually. I think it's kind of cool. Okay, so we don't know the specific spell of how to do this and that on the dark side, but we do got Zombie Palpatine back. Zombie Palpatine. And this isn't the first time Star Wars has done this. This has actually been done in Legends material as well. We've had zombie Sith come back to life. Now, Palpatine, you can tell that he's been through some stuff. He's been blown apart, and he's just basically a hanging, talking doll. However, I will say this. I kind of feel like I wish there was more Palpatine. And again, if we had the first third of the movie in episode 8, we could spend more time learning about Palpatine's plan. What is his plan? This movie doesn't give you a chance to breathe. It's so, oh, here we are, we're doing this. It doesn't give you a chance to breathe. At least not the first third of the movie. And that's the most important part, because that's when we get to see Palpatine understand his plan. He wants his granddaughter. Now, when they made Rey his granddaughter, I couldn't help myself. I flat out laughed. But not because it was bad. But because it's the only darn thing that made sense. Now, I know what you're going to say. Okay, who's Palpatine's wife? Okay, I'm kind of thinking, so Darth Vader had some sort of thing with Palpatine. Palpatine created Anakin in some dark force way, which is why Anakin was so powerful. I'm thinking he did the exact same thing here with Rey, making Rey basically the chosen one, even though they want to say Palpatine is not Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker's father. I'm thinking it just makes sense. Now, she being a Palpatine, I actually really like the idea about it. I like the thought about it. I kind of wanted her to be a Kenobi myself originally. And then after episode 8, I kind of bought the idea that, okay, so she's no one. In fact, episode 8 was the only part of episode 8 that I actually accepted. Not agreed with, accepted. And what was really interesting was Kylo Ren in this movie. Again, Kylo Ren is the best part of this movie. And yes, they do the whole redemption thing. He turns good after seeing a Force ghost of his dad. Look, Han Solo is not a Force ghost. I don't know what was happening there. That I actually didn't understand and kind of didn't like. But I kind of think it was just sort of all in his head. But again, they kind of played on this whole connection between him and Rey, and I really liked that. They used the same tricks that they used in episode 8, and yes, that was kind of one thing that J.J. Abrams had to take from episode 8. See, there's actually quite a bit from episode 8 that he's had to have incorporated, including why her parents were apparently nobody. They were by to protect her from Palpatine, their grandfather. And Palpatine wants her because she is a powerful Force user, and she doesn't want her because he wants her to rule the galaxy or anything like that. He wants her because he wants her body as a Sith. Apparently, if Rey chopped his head off, the essence transfer. I never liked this in the expanded universe, but I really like what they did here. So, after you kill a enemy Sith, you stay you, but you gain the power of your master. So, basically, what they're doing here is if she kills Palpatine, Palpatine can take over her, and it's not that she becomes Palpatine. It's that she gains the power of Palpatine. She begins the Sith again. Now, there is this whole thing with Force healing in the movie. We see this in actually The Mandalorian as well with the Baby Yoda. The Baby Yoda can heal. Sorry for that little spoiler there from The Mandalorian, but it's just kind of healing transfer of Force energy from life into life, and that's how Rey basically explains it. Well, Palpatine steals energy from both Kylo Ren and from Rey from the dark and the light, and is able to be brought back to life. He's able to regenerate himself. And by regenerating himself, he has brought back the Sith. With that, he plans to destroy everything that's going against him. With his great big army, the Last Order, I think he calls it, or I think he calls it like the Last Order or something like that. It's all of these, and I really, really like this, because here's the problem with the Death Star, and here's the problem with building it 3, 4, 5, 10 times. It's a big plant that can be blown up like that, because no one here knows how to protect their own weaknesses. So I like the idea that if it's on a Star Destroyer, you can have 20, 30, 40, 5 million Star Destroyers hooked up with planet-destroying weapons. And I like the fact that they actually did that. And that's Palpatine's big plan, to destroy the galaxy using these Death Stars, these Death Star weapons on Star Destroyers. These things are really now Star Destroyers. They're Death Star Destroyers. It's so darn cool. I love that about the movie. I thought that was fantastic. And I just thought the majority of this film, at least the last 2/3 of the movie, was really interesting. I didn't care about Rey until she ended up being the Palpatine, and Kylo Ren is definitely the best part of this movie. Now, what about the Knights of Ren? They're nothing. They're barely part of the movie. Apparently, they're just helping Palpatine. Oh, and Palpatine, he was Snoke. He was Darth Vader. He was every single voice in Kylo Ren's head. So there's that. Now, what about Anakin Skywalker? Well, his voice appears. And I wish he kind of liked, when Rey was laying there, I wish he appeared and then started talking to her. That would have been cool, but at least we could get to hear him. I like the fact that we at least got to hear him. Now, what about the end of this movie? She defeats Palpatine. She's about to die. Kylo Ren comes, saves her and gives his life and becomes a Force ghost. Okay, at the end of the movie, she goes back to Tatooine, buries the lightsabers. Someone comes up and asks what her name is. She says, Rey Skywalker. I don't like that. She should have said, I'm Rey Palpatine. I'm a Jedi. Own it! Own it! Own your family name! And know that you are not him. Know that you are a Jedi. Why say Skywalker? Why say Skywalker? What's the next movie gonna be? Now she got pregnant from Force Ghost kyloren. She's gonna have a kid. I'm making that up. Of course, episode 9 is supposed to be the last film, but I mean, my god. Something I did like is they didn't go the route that, oh, there's no more Jedi, it's all Skywalker. I didn't like the idea that Skywalkers are the new word for Jedi. I didn't like that idea at all. I'm glad they didn't go that route. But we see at the end of the movie her on Tatooine and looking up at the suns. And I wish the camera turned over and we saw R2-D2 and C-3PO. No, we didn't do that. Oh, and by the way, just like I said, they weren't going to destroy C-3PO. They weren't going to destroy Chewbacca either. Or R2-D2. I kind of feel like maybe they should have, so we got some impact of this last battle. But no, we didn't. In fact, they even bring back C-3PO's memories. If C-3PO stayed the way he was, and R2-D2 was the only one who had the true memories of what happened, I just feel like that would have been a better ending. But no, you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. You couldn't have some real stakes left in this movie other than the fact Kylo Ren dies, which I want Kylo Ren to die. I'm happy about his redemption as long as he died. And I thought at the end of the movie when he kissed Rey, oh boy, here we go, he's gonna live, and I'm not gonna like it. I was like, in the theater, I was like, kill him now. And they killed him. So, because he needs to, just like his father, grandfather, Darth Vader, had to pay for his wrongdoings, and so does Kylo Ren. So, they got their comeuppance, and I'm happy about that. The stuff with Leia, oh my god, the way they handled Leia was perfect in this movie. I wanted to see her pass away. And it's just a simple thing of just utter respect to the character of Leia. And of course, I love Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. But Leia with a lightsaber. Leia with a lightsaber. That was awesome. And I loved the fact that that was a whole thing in the movie was the lightsaber. That was so cool. Anyway, I rambled on enough. Almost 20 minutes here. I hope you guys liked this video. I could go into so much more of it, but the basics are there. First third of the movie is rushed. The other parts of the movie are actually really good. The story doesn't get good until you notice Rey's backstory. And I'm surprised that J.J. Abrams was able, because I really thought I wasn't going to care about Rey. I am surprised that J.J. Abrams made me care about Rey again. I really liked the character Finn, really liked the character of Poe. I'm glad Rose Tico wasn't, she was like in the movie for 2 seconds. I don't even remember what she did. I'm glad she wasn't part of it because I did not like the character of Rose. Sorry. And everything else, just, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. That's what I asked for. That's what I got. I'm happy. And I'm still hooked thanks to, of course, The Mandalorian. That's where my true Star Wars is going to come from now. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm out.